Get to know the most liberal country in the Middle East. It's understandable that many folks have fears and prejudices about the Middle East, seeing it as a region marked by instability and conflicts throughout history. From ancient times to now, this part of the world has seen its fair share of turmoil, with constant clashes, leadership changes, and the formation of new countries, leaving the population in a perpetual state of uncertainty. Among the countries in this region, Iraq stands out for the intensity with which these dynamics unfold. Characterized by its ethnic diversity and even hosting an autonomous region, Iraq faced a large-scale conflict about 20 years ago. Currently, it still grapples with significant challenges, mainly due to the situation in Syria, making its lands a constant target of threats. The country, with its peculiar geography, with only the city of Basra having access to the sea, is surrounded by various states, demanding heightened vigilance and protection. With a sprawling expanse of 438,317 square kilometers and a population of over 43 million inhabitants, Iraq holds a prominent place on the Middle East map. Positioned strategically, it borders Turkey to the north, Syria and Jordan to the west, Iran to the east, and Saudi Arabia and Kuwait to the south. In an ideal security scenario, Iraq could shine as an incredible and prosperous country, offering travel conveniences comparable to Europe, where folks from Switzerland or Kosovo can hop to neighboring countries in just a few hours by car. This central position in the Middle East puts Iraq in a unique condition for regional integration. More than just its geographic location, Iraq is abundantly rich in natural resources, chiefly oil, making its lands economically more valuable than many areas in Europe and the Balkans. Additionally, the country boasts significant agricultural potential, complementing its oil wealth. This blend of resources has attracted the interest of Western powers, especially the United States, making Iraq an international strategic focus. Consequently, the Iraqi economy heavily revolves around oil exploitation, establishing it as its primary source of income. Currently, when looking at countries with the largest confirmed oil reserves, Venezuela tops the list, while Iraq comes in fourth. These numbers reflect oil reserves that are already proven, not just estimates. Besides oil, Iraq has other less formal sources of revenue, including arms trade and illicit substances. Baghdad, the most well-known and populous city in Iraq, mirrors the country's cultural and ethnic diversity. This diversity is evident in the ethnic composition and religious beliefs of the Iraqi population. About 75% of inhabitants are Arabs, while Kurds make up approximately 20%. The remaining 5% consist of Assyrians, Turkmen, and other minorities. From a religious standpoint, the majority of the population, around 65%, practices Shia Islam, while roughly 30% follow Sunni Islam. There's also a notable presence of Christians among the population. In Iraq, Arabic and Kurdish are recognized as official languages, reflecting the country's rich cultural tapestry. Mastering Arabic or Kurdish makes communication much easier in Iraq, especially in the autonomous Kurdistan region in the north, where Kurdish is predominant. Despite Iraq being known for historical cities like Basra, Mosul, Erbil, and Karbala, getting directly to these places by plane can be tricky. Visitors typically land first at Baghdad International Airport and then travel overland to explore other areas. Iraq, which may seem stuck in time from a contemporary perspective, is actually a treasure trove of ancient civilizations and heritage. It was the home of the Sumerians, considered the cradle of early civilizations, and the territory of empires like the Babylonian and the Assyrian, which enriched history with significant contributions to settled culture. This rich historical tapestry makes Iraq a place of immeasurable value to world heritage. Mesopotamia, the cradle of modernity that spread from east to west, still thrives with life and diversity today, with its communities peacefully coexisting under different creeds. On the streets, a vibrant culture unfolds among buildings bathed in golden hues. Here, the day starts with the sweet taste of honey and cream on a dhow, involving people of all ages, from 7 to 70, in everyday activities. And Baghdad, the capital, reveals itself as an unexpected city of books, a fact that might surprise many. Iraq, with its majestic Tigris and Euphrates rivers and its Ottoman-era monuments, stands out for its rich literary tradition, especially in Baghdad, where there seem to be more books than inhabitants. On the city's corners, men and women gather around books, accompanying their reading with teas, immersed in a sea of pages. One of Baghdad's memorable landmarks is the Martyrs' Monument, whose structure, adorned with the names of fallen heroes, evokes the image of flower petals unfurling. This emotive people turns their experiences into tangible legacies. The cylindrical monument, for instance, symbolizes the struggle to preserve Iraq's rich culture from extinction, likening the country to a cylinder that records the challenges faced, marked in inscriptions reminiscent of nails. It represents the unwavering determination of Iraqis to keep their nation standing, defying adversities. And about meal rituals in this land of tea enthusiasts, what else could be expected? Walking the streets of Iraq in the early hours of the day, you'll stumble upon a cozy scene. Groups of people around tables, savoring pastries bathed in honey and cream, known as gaima. This dish is as vital to Iraqis as tea, serving as a morning tradition made from buffalo milk, symbolizing the essence of breakfast in the country. As you delve further into local cuisine in Iraqi cities, you'll find an aquatic surprise amidst the predominance of earthly flavors in the Middle East. Iraq takes pride in mazgouf, its national fish-based dish, freshly caught from the rivers. This dish is prepared with care, either grilled or fried, depending on the customer's preference. Opting for the grilled version unveils a unique experience, with the wood imparting a distinctly delicious flavor to the fish, a technique distinguished by the fish's direct contact with the flames. And if by chance the tempting aroma of spicy fries wafts through your senses as you roam the bazaars of Baghdad, know that it's just another facet of Iraq's rich culinary tapestry. Iraq stands out globally when it comes to French fries, claiming the title of global leader in this snack. With a national passion for unique seasonings and the sale of potatoes in bags for home consumption, French fries have become a symbol of national pride. Iraqis have the habit of savoring them even while driving, showing how deeply rooted they are in the country's culture. In Baghdad, it's easy to stumble upon a falafel shop on every corner, where, unlike some places in Egypt, hygiene is taken seriously, and vendors wear gloves, promising a clean and pleasant street food experience. Life on the streets of Baghdad is predominantly painted by adults and the elderly, with women opting for modest attire and men divided between Western and traditional Arab attire. Hospitality is the trademark of local merchants, who are notably welcoming and friendly. This approach is essential, given the critical need to attract foreign currency in a country facing significant challenges, which may cause many tourists to hesitate to visit. Those who decide to explore Baghdad and other regions of Iraq are thus treated as true treasures, receiving a warm welcome that reflects Iraq's famous hospitality. Baghdad, the vibrant capital of Iraq, boasts streets adorned with graffiti that reflect the country's identity and challenges, contributing to a unique urban atmosphere. The city, however, is not a scene of constant tranquility. It often becomes a stage for protests, where citizens express their discontent with the government and its policies, often concealing their identities. Nevertheless, the local police, heavily equipped, manage to maintain order on the streets. In the more remote areas of the urban center, there is a population increase, especially of children, although the living standards of these rural communities are declining. However, a glimmer of optimism lies in the growing presence of girls in schools, signaling a potentially positive change for Iraq's future. The children in these regions exhibit a captivating simplicity and innocence, offering spontaneous smiles to passers-by. Although education in Iraq is free, it is not compulsory, resulting in lower rates of primary and secondary education than its Middle Eastern neighbors. With an estimated literacy rate of only 40%, it can be inferred that approximately half of the Iraqi population faces significant challenges of illiteracy. Walking through the bustling streets and colorful bazaars of Iraq, it's pretty common to see women wearing black veils, a choice of attire that's way more popular here than in many other Middle Eastern spots. As you roam around the city, you can't help but notice the signs of wear and tear on many buildings, some scarred with bullet holes, silent reminders of recent conflicts. Despite these harsh reminders, life buzzes on, with kids playing and laughing nearby. Traveling from one city to another, the aftermath of the clashes with ISIS is starkly visible through the wrecked structures dotting the landscape. Roadside markets pop up, where street vendors sell everything from currency exchange services to stationary items. Looking at people's faces, there's this vibe of resignation, a telltale sign of the tough daily grind and uncertainty about what the future holds. Stepping away from the rich culinary and cultural life of Baghdad and heading towards Erbil, you enter a realm of comparable significance. Erbil, the heart of Iraq's Kurdish region, enjoys a special status, with autonomy recognized by the Iraqi government and its own parliament. The city, boasting its own airport, is on a development spree reminiscent of Dubai 2 decades ago. New buildings are shooting up, and the construction hustle is real, pointing to its transformation into a burgeoning metropolis. Erbil, right in the heart of Iraq, is buzzing for its kickin' kebab scene, its intriguing arms bazaars, and those mobile coin exchange spots. Locals often brag about Erbil being the kebab capital and tout it as the go-to place for the best deals on cars and phones nationwide. The reason? Erbil's rep as a hotspot for the underground market scene in the Middle East, thriving on a tax-free status. This setup lets shoppers snag what they're after in local stores at prices way below what you'd see in the broader market. That's why folks from the surrounding areas and even beyond flock to Erbil, looking to score tech and other goods without that typical tax hit you'd get up north in Iraq. Roaming the city's bazaars, don't be shocked to stumble upon shops peddling weaponry from past conflicts, open for business to any interested buyer. In this city, you can almost find anything you need, often through channels that aren't exactly by the book. While Iraq is celebrated as a cradle of ancient civilizations, today's reality feels worlds apart from that illustrious past. Nowadays, people in the country are grinding for monthly wages that hover around $200 to $300, and with jobs hard to come by, some are dipping into the underground market, trying to make ends meet amidst instability. Until next time, we sign off.